Now that we know how to find the circumference of a circle and find the arc length of a circle, we're going to find the perimeter of shapes that are made up of line segments and arcs. So we want to find the perimeter of the shaded region. And the shaded region is made up of 3 line segments. And each line segment is 5. So to begin our problem, we could say that the perimeter is made up of 1 line segment, 2 line segments, and 3 line segments. And each of those line segments has a length of 5. The rest of the perimeter of the shape is made up of a 120 degree arc, a second 120 degree arc, and a third 120 degree arc. So to finish calculating our perimeter, we're going to add an arc that's 120 degrees, plus a second arc that's 120 degrees, plus a third arc that's 120 degrees. Now those are the arc measures. They're measured in degrees. In order to find the perimeter of the shape, we need to know the arc length, which will be measured in linear units. So the first thing that we can notice about this problem is that 3 120 degree arcs, if we put them together, will create one 360 degree arc, or in other words, a circle. So those 3 arcs that we have would look like this if we glued them together. So in order to find out the circumference of that circle, which will be the combined length of those 3 120 degree arcs, we need to know either the radius of the circle or the diameter. So the way we're going to calculate that is, if this distance right here is 5, then this distance right here is also 5. And you can see 5 is from the center of one circle to the center of the other circle. So the important thing that we just learned about this problem is that this radius from the edge to the center is 2.5. And from the center to the edge here is 2.5, which makes up our whole entire 5 that they gave us in the problem. So we just found out that those 3 120 degree arcs have a radius, or make a circle that has a radius of 2.5. So because we know the radius and we're looking for the circumference of that circle, we're going to use formula number 2. So the circumference equals 2 times pi times 2.5. And when we multiply 2 times 2.5, that will give us 5 pi, which is the exact length of those 3 120 degree arcs. So these 3 arcs together have a length, an arc length of 5 pi. Now to find the perimeter, we just need to add the 5 pi to the 3 line segments that we started with. So our total perimeter is going to be 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 pi. So that will be a perimeter of 15 plus 5 pi. And if we grab our calculator and we add 15 plus 5 pi, we'll get 30.7079632.7. And in the problem, in the directions, it says round to the nearest hundredth. So we want to keep this much of our number, and this 7 will cause the 0 to turn into a 1. So our perimeter is about 30.71 units. So the answer that we would want to put right there is 30.71. On this problem, again, we're trying to find the perimeter of this odd shape. So we're going to start out, and our perimeter is going to be made up of 4 line segments. And those line segments all have one red mark on them. So all of those line segments have a length of 2. So to start out, our perimeter is 4 line segments added together. And each line segment has a length of 2. Now to finish the perimeter of our whole entire shape, we also have 4 arcs. A 90-degree arc here, a 90-degree arc here, a 90-degree arc here, and a 90-degree arc here. So to finish our perimeter, we have plus a 90-degree arc, plus a 90-degree arc, plus a 90-degree arc, plus a 4th 90-degree arc. And again, these are the arc measures, not the arc lengths. And to find the perimeter, we need to know the arc length. So the first thing that we should recognize is that 4 90-degree arcs, if we put them together, we'll have a picture that looks like this. So those 4 90-degree arcs together make the circumference of an entire circle. So if we can find the diameter or radius, we can find the circumference of that circle, and then we'll be most of the way done with finding the perimeter of our odd shape. So to find the radius or the diameter, here's what we know. If it's 6 all the way across the shape, and this part right here is 2, then 6 minus 2 is 4, so we have 4 left over. So this distance right here is going to be 2, and this distance right here is going to be 2. And now you can see that the 2 for the line segment plus the other 2 that I put by the arc, those add up to 6, which is the distance all the way across. It also tells us that our arc has a radius of 2. So since we know the radius, I'm going to use formula number 2. So our circumference equals 2 times pi times 2. So our circumference is 4 pi, and that would be the exact circumference. And so now if we take that 4 pi and add it to our original 4 line segments, our perimeter will look like this. And so that will give us 8 plus 4 pi. And when we type in 8 plus 4 pi in our calculator, we'll get 20.5663761. And the directions say again to round off to the nearest hundredth. So we're going to want to keep that much of our answer. And so the 6 is going to bump up the 6 to a 7. So our final answer on this problem will be 20.57 units.